If you ever played video games, you have probably heard or read some articles saying that it has an effect on you. Well, some people, for example parents, are worried about the fact that many video games are violent and that such traits could be brought back to the real life of their children. In the recent decade, more research has covered the positive side of playing video games, which balance thoughts about the value of playing them. Researchers have managed to prove that indeed some behavioral changes induced by the video games are adopted in the real life by players. Knowing that, we got quite curious to see whether graphical style alone could influence players' decision-making in a video game. Therefore, we have formulated the main research question as follows. How does the different environmental styles, realistic and non-realistic, affect players' decision-making in the same interactive nano-narrative experience?
Then we have started designing the nano-narrative and developing the environment. The particular emphasis was put on the environmental storytelling, where player interactions in the designed decision-making places emerge the narrative. Environmental crisis seemed to be the perfect topic, expressed as the human-nature relationship. In this world, players can live peacefully with the nature by helping it, or do selfish acts to satisfy their own needs. All the important interactions have followed cause and effect methods, where actions has an immediate feedback from the environment. For example, the first decision was to extinguish or to put more wood into the fireplace before leaving the camp. If the campfire is extinguished, all trees and plants in the campsite will grow. Otherwise, if the fireplace is kept, the fire will spread and burn whole forest area. All other decisions have followed similar pattern using the cause and effect method. Our personal goal was to practice and to learn the development of a video game, therefore we decided to make everything ourselves without the use of external resources. We have created an environment in the low poly and realistic styles, which we later used in the testing.
We have sought to find out whether there is any difference in the player's decision-making between realistic and stylized environments. Each test condition group have received 20 participants, randomly selected from Aalborg University, Copenhagen.
Two main data gathering methods were used, pre- and post questionnaires and observations. Gathered data analysis showed that people were motivated to do more moral and less of immoral decisions in the low poly environment in comparison to realistic environment. The realistic group received more participants who play video games more often. Observation was made that these players did more immoral and violent decisions, confirming the knowledge that playing video games affect behavior and considering that majority of games have violence.
Even though tendencies that the graphical style can influence the decision-making was observed, this research cannot be concluded yet. However, strong grounds are made for the further testing on a bigger sample. We hope that the further tests would confirm at least one of the two previously mentioned findings. To obtain knowledge from this research would aid the game scholars and developers to choose a specific graphical style in order to better match their goals.